are you boycotting till the day you die? For me, it's Chick-fil-A. Take a guess as to why. Nestle. I may inadvertently grab one of its products, but when I see the name, I always put it back. Anything that even has a hint of MLM. Stop exploiting your personal relationships out of greed. Edit. MLM stands for multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. I know that you definitely read that as men loving men, but it isn't. Harvey Norman. They have terrible customer service, and they took a whole lot of Australian government money that they didn't deserve and are refusing to give it back. Capitalism. So fair and fun. I was boycotting Blockbuster for charging me late fees because they lost the tape I returned in their evening return slot. Those guys, they aren't getting my business. Well, I think I figured out why Blockbuster went out of business. Bank of America f***ed me over for $10 back in 1993 on a mistake they made, never getting my MFing business again. Hey everybody, welcome back to Ask EmKay. My name's Brandon, and you guessed it, we've got some new questions, so let's just jump on in. What is the worst thing you've overheard while pretending to be asleep? Freshman college roommate watching on his laptop wearing headphones, humping his mattress like there's no tomorrow. That I was dying with meningitis, but jokes on the doctors, I'm still kicking. My grandparents won $10,000 at the casino, and they told all of their children, and presumably gave them some of the money, except my dad. My dad is a dick, so I didn't tell him either. My friends talking about going into my wallet later and stealing my money, and then leaving before I notice. I kicked them out. Not me, but my wife heard her boyfriend having sex with her best friend. This was obviously long before we met. What is a totally wrong thing that has become so widespread it's not considered wrong anymore? Putting your children's lives, including their faces and real names and evidence of their schools, lifestyles, friends, and common play locations on the internet. Journalists using the word slam instead of the word criticize. It does not leave a lot of room for discourse and makes the article sound like it was written by a 5th grader. Politicians openly lying with no consequence. I don't know how we got to this point, but here we are. Child beauty pageants. Why do people care so much about how attractive a 10-year-old looks? That's super creepy in my books. Yeah, it's creepy overall, like, I don't know where... Conservatives are weird. Making terms and conditions overcomplicated and long. I mean, do we really know if they're that complicated? Has anybody read one? What's a little thing you do to make the world a better place? I'm shy, so I find it hard to say in person when I received good or great customer service, so I like to email the company directly and let them know. I always try to remember the person's name and to be specific so that it might make it back to the employee, or they might win an Employee of the Month award. Pick up trash. This one's simple. Everybody should be doing it. If you see trash on the floor outside, pick it up. I used to leave my parking permit on the permit machines if I had an early day at community college, so someone else didn't have to pay. Turns out it started a trend and people still do it. I can't take the full credit though. I think someone accidentally bought 2 and didn't realize it, so they left it at the machine. Cut all 6-pack rings. You don't want the seagulls and the turtles to choke, do you? Cut those rings. When someone gets cut off repeatedly in conversation, I make an effort to make eye contact with them and say, go ahead, I'm listening, or something along those lines. And us introverts, thank you, Groovy Jack Rackham. What is a lesson you learned too late in life? Not everyone is down for you like they say they are. You have to take chances sometimes, and although it can be scary and outside your comfort zone, you'll never know what could have been unless you go for it. You can be the best driver on the road, but you can't control everyone else. Always keep your head up and drive safe. Never trust your boss or coworkers to not stab you in the back for their benefit. Smoking isn't worth it. I'm kinda shocked that people still smoke cigarettes today. Driver's license testers. What's the worst thing a kid has done without batting an eye while taking the driving test? Answered his phone. Like, my man, it's the one time you don't need your phone. My driver's ed teacher said that one kid reclined his seat all the way back, put one foot on the gas and the other on the brake, and grabbed the top of the wheel with one hand and said, let's go. My best friend's son just failed because he went the wrong way down a busy 4-lane road. Luckily, they made it safely into a parking lot and the testing administrator drove them back. I'm not a tester, but I asked my tester during my full license test what was the worst thing someone had done. Apparently, there was an older gentleman who drove through 3 stop signs before the tester told him to pull over. The gentleman explained that he didn't want the license, but his family was pressuring him, so ran the signs on purpose to fail. Made sure no cars were coming first. I guess that's a interesting way of doing it. I went forward instead of in reverse when the tester was standing in front of me on the curb. I failed. What is the single worst movie you sat through hoping it would get better, but but didn't. After Earth with Will and Jaden Smith. It was the double combo of being bad, but getting the sense that they thought it would be groundbreaking. 365 days. It got worse. The new Doolittle movie with Robert Downey Jr. The climax of the movie is him pulling a bagpipe out of a dragon's I was just sat there like, who approved this to be made? Mean Girls 2. Thought it was gonna be like the first one, ended up with the Walmart version. I didn't even know they made a second one. Why? Y'all ever seen Slender Man? Absolute show. As soon as the credits were rolling in the theater, a guy in the back yelled, well, that was The Dark Tower. The only reason I didn't leave was cause I was in southern Florida for a trip and went to the movies to get out of the heat for a while. The movie AC was the only good thing I found with that movie. Well, here's your first mistake. You went to Florida. What are some deeply unsettling facts that you know? I'm not excited for this question. Within 3 days of death, the enzymes from your digestive system begin to digest your body. What is that, self-vor? Sorry, shout out to the furries out there. If a hamster manages to get its hands on your body if you are dead, it will use chunks of your skin, hair, and other stuff to make a nest, leaving a very bloody and messy scene behind. All whales eventually lose the energy to surface for oxygen, so they basically just sink and drown. Paradoxical undressing. It happens during the last stages of hypothermia. As your nerves are damaged, the person removes all of their clothes in freezing temperatures because they feel irrationally hot. Tumors can grow teeth. So you mean to tell me some people have teeth in their brain? I'm sorry, that might be mean. Veteran criminals in the gulags would recruit naive prisoners for their escape attempts called cows for the sole purpose of eating them when they ran out of food in the Siberian wilderness. What is the worst advice you can give a virgin for their first time? Alright, now I want everyone to take close notes on this one. Poking holes in condoms will give you some breathing room. Don't do this. Leaving the TV on, set it to something interesting and pay attention to it during sex. Make sure to bite the balls. Little known fact, men actually really like it if you just chomp down on them. At the end of sex, you have to give your partner $200 and say thanks. Foreplay, more like bore play. Don't even bother. When you want the girl to just scream directly into the vagina. You see, now that one actually works. Go ask your mom, what was your best purchase this year? Washing machine around the start of the pandemic. We used to haul the clothes to a laundromat and fold them there. A Roomba. After having 3 spinal surgeries a few years ago, hoovering has been the worst. This bad boy has helped me more than you'll ever know. Squat rack. Took a long time to get everything set up, but it was worth the wait. Is that like a weightlifting thing? I wouldn't know. I'm a chubby boy. A Kindle. I don't read much, but I'm slowly starting to read more and more. A second monitor for my laptop. As a college student doing remote classes, it's truly been a game changer, and I got a great deal on it. Bought some pants a week or 2 ago. I've had only 2 pairs for quite a while, and it will feel nice to have some more. What is something that is considered kindness, but is just basic human decency? Bringing things to lost and found at events. Now these people are the real heroes. Just being polite to people in general. I've worked in the service industry and the education system, and it never ceases to amaze me how rude people can be. Picking up their rubbish in public and putting it in the bin. Oh, see? This kind of connects to a question earlier. Pick up trash when you see it. Letting people choose if they wish to disclose certain information to others or not, and respecting their decision either way. Being patient with people. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trying because in my mind that's how to human 101. Do your goddamn job so other people don't have to do their job plus yours. What did you think you were really good at until you saw someone who was actually really good at it? I began piano lessons at an early age, 5, and my parents and my teacher made me believe I was some kind of fabulous child prodigy. I later found out I was merely a worm compared to real pianists, but I did enjoy playing the piano, so there's that. At one point, I thought I was pretty savvy in Excel since I was the best at it out of the people I knew. Well, then I met someone who really knew how to use Excel and realized that I really only knew the basics. 8-ball and 9-ball. I had a table at home and would practice while watching TV. No one could beat me. In college, I'd play $1 a ball. Everyone owed me money. Then I played someone that regularly entered tournaments. I was lucky if I got to shoot because he was running the table every game. I've come to the realization that I'm very mediocre at a lot of things. I can do most anything, just not well. Jack of all trades, master of none. Driving. Everyone thinks they're a good driver. Sit along with a professional professional driver as they go through a course and then try to do the same. So humbling. I thought I was pretty good at Tetris. People who saw me play were quite impressed. Then I started playing Tetris 99. Turns out I'm not that good. What fictional character do you feel bad for the most? I always felt bad for poor old Edward Scissorhands. His pop died before giving him real hands. Sirius Black. It is truly tragic what happened to that man. Thomas from the Maze Runner series of novels. That kid is put through a ridiculous amount of emotional and physical trauma only to have everything he's ever done be destroyed by himself. Butters. This poor kid is always manipulated by his friends and grounded for everything. Will from Stranger Things. His childhood is ruined by traumatic events, and when he finally comes back, his friends are too busy being in love to care. That one lady who gets picked up by the pterodactyls in Jurassic World and then almost drowns before getting picked up again only to be eaten by a Mosasaurus. I didn't say that right. All she did was say her fiance couldn't have a bachelor party. John Coffey from The Green Mile. I haven't seen The Green Mile in a long time, so I'm not gonna comment on that one. Whoa! What is something in your life that is super f***ing awesome? I can say for sure if you're a Lego man, everything is. Paid off my student loans yesterday. No need to rub it in. No, I'm kidding. Congratulations. My 8-pound dog got hit by a car last night. Oh my god. But he came out with only a cracked rib and a broken tooth. He's a badass. Well, I'm glad the little pooch is okay. Sometimes I drive to work in my boat. Edit. As my username suggests, I am a marine systems tech and am lucky enough to live on the same river as my marina job. I just choked on my water and didn't die. Yeah! I found $1 in my jacket. Nice! Now give it to me. Yesterday, the CEO of the company I work for pledged to donate $4,000 I need for a surgery to save my eye. Well, I guess there are some nice businessmen out there. I finally have a stable job. Congratulations, that's a tough one now. My little brother and my older brother. Aw, that's sweet. Doctors and nurses of Reddit, what have been your "why didn't you come in sooner" moments? Former medic here called to a patient who had cut their leg while chopping wood about a week prior and now it was really itchy. Old gentleman, didn't drive, lived alone. Got to his house, unwrapped the ungodly swollen leg to find that he'd tried to super glue the wound closed and maggots had commenced to grow inside. The itching he was feeling was the writhing maggots under his skin. Sorry, that's disgusting. This happens all the time. People have a big stroke at home and can't move an entire side of the body. They wait several days thinking it's a flu or something. Nope, not the flu. Just a large clot in the brain that could have been reversed if you came in right away. We once had a patient who went to emergency for abdominal pain and they discovered a fungating breast wound, don't image search that she'd had for 2 years and hadn't gotten medical attention for. A biopsy and a PET scan later, she was diagnosed with breast cancer with extensive liver, lung, and bone mets. This was also in Australia, so it wasn't a money issue, just sad. A colleague of mine removed a diabetic patient's sock and their toes came off inside it. Oh no, that's so bad. Maggots. Whenever it's gotten to the point of maggots, it's like 100 alarm bells that this person's living situation is no bueno. We've come to the end of today's video. Once again, my name's been Brandon, and I will see you in the next one.